Okay, so first things first, welcome to today's webinar titled Salary Hacks. So why did I decide to do this webinar? A lot of people might be wondering. So I've come across people, I've had a lot of people approach me like they want to get better paying job, they want to know how to position themselves. I know upon research and personal experience, I come to realize that, okay, you can only get those kind of jobs you want if you really position yourself properly. You know, if there are things that you need to do, you know, they're not really like so big things. There are little things, you know, that we can do, you know, to attract those high paying jobs and position ourselves to get those high paying jobs. They're not very exorbitant or big things. They're very just little tweaks that we need to do here and there, little mindset change, little, you know, adjustment to our thoughts of how we view things and how we view certain things, and you see yourself, you know, attracting those kind of high paying job, irrespective of whatever career or whatever field that you are embarking on. So that's why I had this need, you know, to have this webinar, and for me to share knowledge. These are everything I'm sharing here is something that I have tried for myself. You know, it has worked for me. It has worked for a couple of people that I've helped in their career. You know, and I believe that if you make use of these strategies properly, it's going to also work for you also. So um, so first off, I want to know where we are joining from. So I'm joining from Lagos. I'm currently in Lagos, Nigeria. So I'm joining you from Lagos, Nigeria. So we can share in the chat room where you're joining in from. Where you're joining in from. Joining from Kwara, Mubarak. Wow, all the way from Kwara. From Lagos, Abuja, Ogbomoso. Wow, hey. See, everybody wants to grow, irrespective of where they're from. Lagos. From Lagos. Okay, nice one, nice one. Okay, so I just want to implore us to be very, you know, receptive, open-minded, and let's have a very interactive session. At the end of this session, I'll give up, would have a place for for questions. So you can ask me a couple of questions and we'll answer, and then we move on ahead from there. So let's just delve right into it. So first off, outline. So looking at navigating the job market landscape, crafting an irresistible personal profile, mastering strategic networking, interview excellence from preparation to performance, and negotiating your worth. So moving on, in today's ever-evolving job market, strategic insights are the key to unlocking success. So, you know, our current job market is very competitive. There are a lot of graduates, there are a lot of people seeking for the same job they're looking for, right? But what will stand you out, what to make you different, and what to make those kind of high-paying jobs you want come to you is when you're able to have those your master strategies, those hacks, you know, those things you do that makes you stand out, those things you do that makes you different, you know, before a recruiter or before a company. So these hacks will empower you to navigate your career path. You know, it to empower you. You'll be able to discover, okay, so what things from these strategies am I missing out, or what areas do I need to improve upon, or what do I need to, you know, change completely for me to be able to position myself to be able to attract those kind of jobs I want to attract. So in the next slides, we'll delve into crucial parts of career growth, from understanding current job market trends and to mastering the art of strategic networking. So one key you need to know that the choices you make in your career today directly impacts your financial future. How many of us believe that? Drop in the chat box. Do you believe that the choices you make in your career today directly impact your financial future? Okay, Shagun say he believes. Very true. Yeah. Because the choices you make today will either position you for greater levels or it will take you backwards. So what choice are you making today? And I'm very glad that we all here made that choice that yes, we want to grow in our career. Yes, we want to move forward. Yes, we want to earn big money. Yes, we want to position ourselves. Sorry, please, can we mute our mics, please? Thank you. Okay, so first thing, navigating the job market landscape. The job market is wide, is constantly evolving, is changing every day, every year. There are new trends, there are new industries opening up, there are new marketplaces opening up, you know, there are different job roles coming up. So how updated are you? How trendy are you? How well do you know the current job market landscape? In your field, in your industry, what new trends are opening up? So first of all, you need to understand the current job market trend in whatever field you are. For example, let's say you are, okay, let me use a HR person. You know, HR has different arms. There's L&D, there's recruitment, there's performance management, there's comp and ben, there's employee engagement, there's a whole wide range. So how vast are you in the current job market trend? What is the market tending towards? What are those things that employers are constantly looking out for? So you need to be able to explore the latest trends in your industry. So after this training today, you go back and you say, okay, in this field that I'm in now, what are the current job market trends? You can search online. There's so many information online. You know, if you can only make use of your phone that you have, it's not just going on social media. You can also use your phone to get all these infos that you need. Identify emerging sectors. In each industry, there are emerging sectors in each industry. Take, for example, in the e-commerce sector, there is digital marketing. So if you're in that sector, how good are you in that key area of digital marketing? Is that something you want to explore? Do you want to go and get more training on it so that you can become like well versed in that skill of digital marketing? Because the more you have skills that are scarce, the better price you are in the market. If you have a skill that is common, that everybody has, you know, you won't be able to call big money, like, because your skill is common, everybody has it. But if the skill you possess is a scarce commodity, it's something that is rare to find people who has those skills, you know, you'll be able to command big salaries. And you need to stay ahead by adapting your skills to align with the market. What is the market saying? What's the current job market saying based on your industry? And you need to always be 10 steps ahead of your peers. You know, you think ahead, you research, you're able to find out, okay, let's say in the US, in the UK, or in Canada, what's happening, and you plan yourself for there, regardless of whether you are in Nigeria or wherever you are in the world. You plan yourself for the future, and then by the time the world gets to that point, you're already far ahead. Another thing is to identify high demand industry. So in different fields, right, there are high demand industries. There are high demand sectors. For example, in the tech space, for example, there's some particular skills in tech that are in more high demand, that are more highly priced than other tech skills. So in your field, in your industry, what are those demands sectors that are highly demanded for? So you need to, first of all, analyze industries that are experiencing growth and increased opportunities, and tailor your career path to align with high demand sectors. For example, now, you know, there is ESG, right? Environmental, social, and governance, right? So depending on the industry you fall into. So let's say you've been working all along as a quality officer or a HSC officer, or someone that works in that kind of industry. You can now teach your career into ESG by going for courses there and trying to build your path, because ESG is a growing industry in Nigeria. There are not so many of those ESG managers in the country currently. So having that skill has already placed you as a high demand person, as someone that is with a high skill that employers will pay millions for to have. So ESG is environmental, social, and governance. That's a new arm. That's a new, I think is cut out of HSC quality. So it's a new, it covers it's just ensuring that, you know, the company is in line with social governance, you know, environmental trends, because as the world, this climate change and all, you know, so it's important for us to have those kind of roles in each industry. Almost every company now wants to have an ESG manager. Few years back, that was not the trend. So let's say, for example, now 3 years ago, you have already researched ahead and then now gone for an ESG training. By now that so many companies are now looking for that, you know, you become very sought after, and you will see someone that is just 2 years, 3 years in the ESG thing, earning like quoting millions as salary. So because that skill is a scarce skill, it's hard to get people that knows ESG very well. So if you're able to know that, like to know about it well, you'll be able to like to earn high pay. Moving on. So I highlighted some emerging sectors, right? For us to have, just to bring us to focus and then know what things do you want to take back from here to look inwards, and then know what to delve into. First off, so in the technology and digital transformation sector, we talk about AI, machine learning, blockchain, and cybersecurity. These are new areas that are developing, new areas that companies are now looking for people to work, looking for talent in this area. So let's say you are an IT person, even if you are not an IT person, right? And you have this flair for tech, these are areas that you can go into, irrespective of what you read in school. Even though you read education or whatever thing you read at all, history, you can go into these sectors. So far as you have flair for it, you know, and you get to learn Python, Java, data science, cloud computing, you know, and all these skills are scarce. And the more difficult it is to get a particular role, the higher the pay for that role. So if the role is very easy to fill, or if what you know how to do is very common, you know, you won't be able to price yourself high. But once you have that skill that is scarce, you know, that's why today, if you see any HR person that knows HR, like every aspect of HR, and then knows payroll, that person is always very highly priced, because that's like having a full package. Instead of having HR for this, for that, you have somebody that's a generalist and then also knows how to do payroll. That's like a highly priced skill, you know, and the companies are willing to pay high money for that. And that thing that you need to know to be able to compete well is remote work and collaboration. So how competent are you with Zoom? You can't be saying, oh, I want to be able to navigate job markets, I want to be able to earn big money, and you don't know how to use Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or even Slack, because companies these days, you know, the world has now become global. So you can be in here in Nigeria and actually get a job in the US, in the UK, or Canada. There are a lot of people who do that now. So if you are not able to have this kind of remote work skill, if you don't know how to work remotely, it's not just about, oh, I'm at home, I'm responding to mails. Do you know how to use Slack? Do you know how to use Trello? So being skilled in those kind of tools can position you to earn big money. Also, in the healthcare and biotech industry, there's telemedicine and there's health tech. So it's not just about being a doctor, a pharmacist, or a nurse. You need to be able to also develop yourself to be able to go into this health tech and telemedicine, digital health skills, data and analytics. So it's not just to be stuck in what you know. You need to be able to open yourself up to these new skills. These are new skills that are coming up that in future years to come, 1, 2, 3 years to come, they will become very high demand. So how are you positioning yourself to be able to become those high demand? These are skills that you can learn now. Start learning now. It is never too late to start learning. Start learning them now so that you can become better positions to earn big bucks. And that industry is sustainable and renewable energy. So these still under ESG also. Renewable energy engineering, environmental science. When it comes to e-commerce, supply chain management, those are industries that are very scarce to get talents are. As I said earlier, the more difficult it is to fill a particular role, or the more difficult it is to source for a particular skill, the higher the price placed on that skill. So to stay updated, consider checking recent industry reports, job market analysis, and professional networking platforms. So that's why there's a need for you to build your professional network, join your networking platforms so you can stay updated on trends and demands in your specific field. So it's not just about, oh, I'm here, I'm comfortable. No, you need to be able to tax your mind, tax yourself, to be able to be willing to learn and then expand your mind, expand your knowledge. Don't be narrow-minded, or don't be limited by your environment. Even if you are here in Nigeria or in any part of Africa, tax your mind to think and behave like people that are in the developed countries, so that you can compete with anybody, anywhere, anytime, and be able to demand for high pay also. Moving on, and that strategy that you can use to land high paying jobs is crafting an irresistible personal brand. So personal branding, what is it about? It's just the way you position yourself externally, both at the workplace and both on social media and even on your CV. So first thing, you need to build a standout resume. That's your CV and LinkedIn profile. You can't say I'm a career person and you don't have a LinkedIn profile. That's like, everybody is saying that now. Like, I'll just ask you, are you serious at all? Because LinkedIn is like the Instagram, the Facebook for career professionals. That's our own social media, right? And that's how we position ourselves for recruiters, for employers, for freelance gigs and all that. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, you can easily create one and then optimize it. Don't just leave it dormant. Some people, they just create the profile, no picture, or the picture, they are just dressed anyhow. You need to have a professional photo on your LinkedIn profile with a compelling summary. You should be able to craft your experiences, what you've done, even your volunteering activities, put it up on your LinkedIn profile, and even talk about your experiences, talk about what you've done, or your thoughts on different topics. So you do not just leave your LinkedIn profile I do, you need to engage on your LinkedIn profile, connect with other people. And also on your resume, you need to also be able to put your endorsements, things you've done, your achievements. I see a lot of people on their CV, they'll just copy and paste their JD and put it on their CV, which is not right. Your CV should also contain your achievements, what you've done, things you've done, executed, teams you have led, achievements that you've made in all your workplaces. And even it's even nice to even put your volunteering activities and even trainings that you've done, so that it shows that you're someone that is very progressive, you're someone that is very interested and engaged in personal development. You should also be able to showcase your skills and accomplishment effectively. If you don't blow your trumpet, nobody will blow it for you. So some people say, oh no, I want to be humble. No, I don't want to know that this, you need to sloud it. I used to be like that before, right? Things I've done, I won't talk about it. I always want to take the back seat, like just be behind the scene and all that. But I discovered that was not paying for me. There was something that I've noticed, right? Anytime, anytime I have like, anytime I post on LinkedIn about a project I've done or something I've done, or I talk about my work, that week I always get a recruiter reach out to me for a job. I don't know, like it has happened to me like a couple of times. Anytime I get like I I post about a major achievement I've done, I always get a recruiter reach out to me for a job that week. So you can see that it doesn't pay to be humble. Like humble in quotes, in terms of your LinkedIn profile, you need to make noise. You need to talk about yourself, because if you don't blow your horn, nobody else to blow it for you. Identify and emphasize your key strengths and unique skills. What stands you out? What makes you different? Why are you different from the others? How are you different? What quantifiable achievements, have you done in previous roles? And you need to learn how to use storytelling to engage your audience on LinkedIn also. So as I said, it's not just about creating a LinkedIn profile. Have a very good professional picture. You must not go to studio. If you have a very good phone, or you have a friend that has a very good phone, just dress up, look nice, take the picture, edit it on the phone, and just use it. You must not go to studio. Just have a very good and clean picture that you want people to remember you for. Everything is first impression. Perception matters in this whole game of building a personal brand. So what's that impression you want people to have of you? What is that thing? When people say, oh, Segun Oladosu, what comes to their mind? What should come to their mind? So that is what you should build as your personal brand. So remember, your personal brand is what sets you apart in a competitive job market. Job market is very competitive. There are a lot of people, thousands, millions of people that are competing with you in the same industry. So you need to be able to, stand out. And then that's why you must have to talk about your achievements, what you've done, because if you don't talk about it, we would not know what you know, or what you can do, and then how you've done it. And that thing is mastering strategic networking. This is always an issue with people, especially the introverts like us. We always find it hard to network, or we say, oh, we are shy, we are introverts, we can't make conversations. First thing, is to leverage professional connections. Personally, because I know that I'm an introvert. If I'm going for events or conferences, I like to go with a friend with any of my friends or my siblings. So at least, okay, I have someone that I'm talking to, or I have someone that I can engage with, or someone that would make me like, that would hype me, and put me. I try not to go not to go alone. Though sometimes, you know, you have to go alone, and you know, and that's how you build your confidence to network with people. So cultivate meaningful professional relationships.
This financial accounting.
Too much.
Are you serious? How are you?
Èmi ọkùnrin gan mo fọ́.
Sorry, can we mute our mic, please? Thank you. Okay, so cultivate meaningful relationships to enhance career opportunities. So even that's why LinkedIn is there, right? So you must not know somebody physically. So there is someone, a senior HR person. I've connected with her like, let's say 3-4 years back, and we've been having like conversations, you know, online, both on LinkedIn and on WhatsApp, you know, for like the past 3-4 years. But it was just last year, December, that I met her for the very first time physically. And it seemed like as if like I've known her like all this while. But we met physically for the first time last year, December. You know, because I've been able to build that rapport with her. We have this close this close relationship that we're able to even do some work together. Attend networking events, both virtual and in person. Don't just be in your house. If you're always in your house, nobody will see you, nobody will know you. Always attend networking event, both virtual and physically, so that you can meet other people and broaden your professional cycle. These are ways that people that have gotten jobs just because of they attended a conference and met somebody at that conference. So let's say, for example, oh, you've been eyeing to get into, for example, Guinness or any of these top companies, and then you go for an event and you meet like the HR person for Guinness. So let's say that person is sitting like just beside you in that event, and they're able to know that, oh, because you've been like, because you know, a company that you've always want to work with, somehow you get to know the faces of some top people there in that company, right? So you'll be able to know that this person that is sitting that close to me works in this company that I want to. Right there and then you can make your move, right? And which can lead to you getting that job in that your desired company. But that would not have been achieved if you did not attend that networking event, or if you've not, you know, been in a platform to them. There are like a lot of professional groups now that people can join in, where you get to meet people from different industries, from different companies, and it also helps you to expand your knowledge. Also, you need to also attend virtual platforms for webinars and workshops. Just like this, you can meet people, meet someone that can land you like your next job, or even someone that can help you out probably in the future for something, or someone that can even mentor you and coach you, or you know, or teach you something that you've been wanting to learn on. So this strategy networking is a top strategy. There are people that have made use of that. I've also made use of that. That like jobs I've gotten based off people that I know. I've been able to get some jobs, even gone for some interviews based on referrals from my network. So if I'd not, you know, mastered that strategic networking, how would I be able to do that, right? So it's something that we should learn and not shy away from. Let's not be shy. Introverts, don't be shy, you know. You can always attend those events, build your network, both online and physically. And like you shared this interview excellence. So let's say you've gone through all that, you built your personal brand, your LinkedIn profile is popping, your CV is great, you've networked and all that, then now go for the interview and then you now flop. That would be very painful, right? So a major strategy for you to land a high-paying job is to master the art of interviewing. So a lot of people go for interview. I can never stop talking about this so much. A lot of people go for interviews unprepared. They are not prepared for it at all. You don't know about the industry you're going to interview for. For me, personally, any industry any company I'm going for an interview for, right? I research about the industry, not just the company, the industry where the company plays at. What are the challenges? How far has that industry come in the country where I reside or where I plan to work with? What are the challenges? How do they recruit people? What type of people do they recruit? That will give like an understanding on how to plan for that interview. So you need to be able to conduct research on your prospective employers, right? Know about them. That shows that you are genuinely interested in that interview. Sorry. And you need to be able to understand industry trends, what's going on in that industry. So take for example, I know that currently, right, any employer that you want to go with, right, if you're able to understand their challenges, it will also guide you in the way you're answering their interview questions also. So let's say you can even find out how the industry coped during COVID, for example, and that will tell you a lot about how the industry copes with challenges or how they cope with unforeseen circumstances. You need to be able to understand the company's values and mission, and that will even help you to even know this company said that invited me. Should I go there for an interview or not? Because if their values and their mission does not align with your personal values and mission, there's no point going for the interview, because in the long run, even if you get the job, you won't be happy working there because their values does not align with us. So all this comes in the place of doing the research on the company. And all this research and knowledge that you have, it will help you tailor your responses, when it comes to the interview proper. And you need to also know how to answer common interview questions. Tell me about yourself. What are your weaknesses? And someone will say, I don't have any weakness. That's a lie. Like, don't ever go to an interview and they ask you, what are your weaknesses? And you say, I don't have any weakness. Are you Jesus Christ? Do you get? Everybody has a weakness. So you need to practice how to answer common interview questions. And you also should know how to use the STAR technique to illustrate your achievements and what you've done. STAR is situation, task, action, results. So you need to know how to use this technique and method to illustrate your achievement. Personally, right, before I go for any interview, I try to research or come up with likely interview questions. What kind of questions can they possibly ask me for this role in this industry? And with that, I'm able to build stories around my achievement, around my experiences, and that makes me more prepared for every interview I go for. So you have to be prepared, for every interview question, and then how can you be prepared? By researching all the interview about that industry, and then it will also guide you how to answer their questions. Okay, so moving on. Finally, negotiating your words. So if you go for an interview, you're successful, and you don't know how to negotiate your words, you will not land that. You won't get that money that you want. I've seen a lot of people. A lot of people just focus on, what's the gross pay? There is difference between gross and net. Gross is a cumulative of it includes your tax, your pension, and other statutory deductions. While your net is that amount that hits your bank account. A lot of people negotiate with their gross salary, which is not right. They're meant to negotiate with your net salary. So because that is what hits your account, and that's what you're actually focused on. So first off, what are the strategies for salary negotiation? First of all, you need to understand the market value for your role and experience. So if you don't have a good professional network, or if you don't do any research about the industry and about your role, you would not know what your role should get. Probably you've been working in a company that's like small scaled, and they've been paying you based on what they can afford, really. And then now you are targeting like a multinational. If you don't know what the value of what your role is in that place, you underquote yourself. And of course, recruiters always want, to save costs, manage costs. They would like, it's very rare, right? Though it happens for them to give it the actual budget for that role. Because if you underquote yourself, they'll just stop a little and then give you, and then you'll be there happy. And by the time you now resume, you now realize that, oh, this amount that I was paid is actually double that I was meant to get based on the budget for the role. But because you did not make any research, your market value, you don't know. You will not be able to quote properly, right? And in terms of salary negotiation, you need to be able to highlight your unique skills and accomplishments. So when negotiating, you need to be able to tell your story, how you've highlighted your unique skill, what you've done, what you can do, and what you can do for that company based on the industry. I need to be able to communicate properly your value proposition, communicate your offerings, communicate what makes you different, communicate your uniqueness. So and this is where a lot of people miss it out. They're not able to pass across their values. They're not able to sell themselves. This because it's business, right? It's business. So if you're not able to sell yourself, you would underquote yourself. You would not be able to get the real value of your skills and talents. And then when it comes to accepting job offers, right, consider the entire package, not just the monthly gross. What are the other benefits? What are the perks for you, right? Does this role call with HMO? I remember someone in somewhere I worked, he left the company for a place that just stopped like probably extra 60K for him. But that company that he was going to does not have HMO. We had HMO. So all these things, he didn't consider them. And then in the long run, when he now moved there, he now started regretting. So you moved for higher pay, right? But the other benefits that normally that you should enjoy, because HMO is supposed to be like cost saving for you as an employee, because when you're ill, at least it takes off those medical bills from you. But if you don't know all that, leave days, leave allowance, there are some companies that don't give leave, that give leave days but not leave allowance. So if you don't know all these things, right, you might burn yourself in the process and not be able to get the full package of what you really deserve. And then you can also negotiate other benefits like flexi work hours, even leave days, and even job title. So let's say the job title that was on the job vacancy does not really like, based on your career path, it doesn't really align. You can renegotiate your job title. It's just nomenclature. You can renegotiate your job title also, aside from pay and benefits. And then you should also be able to evaluate how that offer that you are receiving, how it aligns with your long-term career goals. Some people, they shoot themselves in the foot by taking on jobs that will set them backwards instead of setting them forward into their future and the long-term career goals. So remember that negotiating your, remember that your salary, negotiating it is a crucial step in achieving financial empowerment. So all these strategies, when you're able to align it, optimize it, have a very good LinkedIn profile, a resume that communicates your values and your achievements, you're able to build a strong network, you're able to, achieve interview excellence, pass your interview well, and then negotiate your through words, you'll be able to earn more. And when you earn more, you're building your financial future, you're securing your future. More income means you're able to go for more trainings. More income means you're able to make more investments. More income means you're able to make more savings. More income means that you can do something that you love to do, right? You can also start like a side business because you have more income to play around with. And it also helps in securing your future and empowering you financially. You are not dependent on anyone because you're able to earn for yourself because of the skills that you have. So I want us to go back today and look at ourselves in our industry that are playing in our current role. What are the future things that can come out in the future? Think ahead. This is where critical thinking comes to play. Think ahead. What are the future skills that can be in demand? Research is there online, There are so many reports online. I've seen a report that talks about trends for the next 3-4 years. Read it up. Know those things that you can learn, and then start building yourself for that, so that you can be able to demand for higher pay with your specialized skills. As I said earlier, any skill, the more difficult it is to find a skill, the higher priced it is. The higher price it is. That's why there's some specific skills that are very expensive, that their price. So let's say graphic designers is very because they are rare. They all prefer to work freelance on their own. So to get a graphic designer to work for you in your firm as a full-time employee is difficult. And that's why they always come highly priced. So what is that skill? What is that thing that you want to learn, to build yourself, to add to your skill, to make you different from every other person? From every other person, what is that skill? It could just be as simple as learning advanced Excel. It could just be as simple as learning Power BI. It could just be as simple as learning financial modeling. It could just be as simple as learning, it must not be something very exotic. It can be very simple mindset change, very simple skills that you learn and you become like a very sought after individual in that industry. So what is that skill that you need to learn to build yourself and position yourself as a high skilled person, so that by the end of this year, you know that, okay, because of this thing I did, I've been able to earn this amount, I've been able to save this amount, I'm able to sit back by the end of the year and you're proud of your achievement because your financial future is secured. You're financially empowered. That's the goal. This year is a year where we need to earn more income. And you can only earn more income if you have those skills that are sought after by employers and companies. If you don't have those skills, nothing, if you don't have those skills, you'll be where you are. So you need to learn. You need to identify those skills that you need, right? And then be able to position yourself, brand yourself, talk about what you know, talk about what you do, talk about yourself. Don't be humble when it comes to this. Like have big mouth and don't be humble. Loud your trumpets, talk about yourself a lot, and that will position you, to achieving and attracting those high net worth jobs. Those jobs are there, they are available. there are people that are getting there, and you see that what they're even using to even get those jobs, like it's something that you have, but probably you've not identified that you are knowledgeable in that. So go back, do a rethink, right, and then identify those key areas that you need to. So that's the end of our webinar today. If you have any questions, sorry, is muted.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello,
Hi,
good evening.
good evening.
Okay.
So you
Yes, my name is Tokumbo, and I have a question, please.
can,
Yes, please. Can I go ahead?
yes, please go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so my own question would be, you mentioned that when you I'm talking about salary, so your take home, that a lot of people make mistakes with their gross instead of net. I totally understand, but then I had an experience the last place I worked in. Okay, so they asked me how much I would want to earn, but obviously I already, like you said, you do your findings. I knew how much that role would pay,
Okay.
and I knew they couldn't pay me. I just want to ask. I knew they could never.
Hello, Tokumbo, I can't hear you. I've lost you. Hello, Tokumbo. 8 minutes ago. Okay, sorry, the minute. Sorry, Tokumbo, can you please continue? Sorry, I think my network threw me off, yeah?
Okay, so where did you lose me so that I can repeat again,
You're
please?
talking about that that you knew the company could not pay what you were asking for.
Yes,
Okay.
because they had a salary scale. I had done my findings and I knew
Okay.
that they have this, okay, for each role or each how do I put it now? Yes, the roles or cadre in the organization, there's a salary scale attached to that role. Now, like I said, you have some managers that might earn a little more, maybe because they could actually whilst the interview was going on, they could sell themselves, like you said, you know your worth. So they might decide to, but I believe that's for more senior roles. That's for more senior roles. But I wanted to ask these questions that if you had done your findings and then you know that this is how much they can pay, and you are saying, oh, you feel they should pay this amount, what do you do in a situation like that? Because you already know they can't actually pay you what you want, because there's a salary, there's a salary brand. I'm mixing all my words. There's
It's
a
very bad.
yes, thank you. So please, from your experience, if you can please shed more light on situations like that, because I've had a lot of scenarios like that. So I really want a way you can talk me through that kind, if I'm faced with that, how I can overcome, that that kind of situation, please. Thank
Okay,
you.
Tokumbo, thank you for your question. Okay, so I've experienced that also, right? And it can play out in different ways. So the company some companies actually have their band, right? They have a particular amount, right? No, they always have a range. So it comes to how well you've sold yourself, right? And then how how you've positioned yourself really, right? There's nothing cast in stone. There's always a range, not like a particular amount. There's always a range, right? So they can always I've come across different even as as a recruiter, I've had to move someone that's supposed to be like in a mid, but I've had to offer the person like a little higher than the other like what the other peers, right, are earning, and it was tied to how much we needed that talent in, and how the person was able to sell himself and the skills the person had. So the company can always make adjustment for you if you have like a skill that is very rare and that they need. So let's say aside from Excel that everybody knows, you know Power BI very well. Like you can do like proper dashboard, proper analytics. That's something that they will not mind like paying a little higher than what they are earning. And then even if they didn't want to move, right, probably they are stuck on giving you what their band says. What are the other benefits that they can give you? What else can you negotiate? Can you negotiate more flexi hours? Can you negotiate that? Do you understand? What else can you negotiate that can, knock off that for you? So as I said, it's not just about the monthly salary. What else can you negotiate with it? So it's a total compensation package, total package. What else can you negotiate aside from salary? So even if they ask for no, this is what our ban is, we don't want to upset this. What other opportunities? Or are they saying that, okay, so coming as this, after 3 months, we can do an appraisal, or after 6 months, we can do an appraisal and then take it up to this amount. I've seen that happen before a couple of times. So what can you negotiate out of that situation? Even if they are stuck on, oh, this is the band we have to offer, what else can you negotiate with? So that's why you need to fully understand what is on the table, what are their offerings, what can you get out of that company in that industry. But do I answer your question?
Perfectly. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I have 2 more questions. Okay, Innocent said, sorry, please, there's a question on the chat room. Innocent asks, what skill do you think an employer would need from a salesperson? What skill? Listen, there's Google now. You can Google, you can check online and see what skill. So what industry is that? First of all, there are salespeople in different industries. There's retail, there's FMCG, there's banking, there's healthcare. They're different industries, right? So what industry are you
Retail.
In retail?
Retail. Yeah.
Okay, in retail. Okay, so you are a salesperson in retail. So the data, so you have customer data, right? You have customer data.
Yeah.
You have data of products you sold in the course of the year. SKUs. So which SKUs are moving? Which SKUs are not moving? Which SKUs do you think the company can focus more on? So Pareto principle, 80-20. So which SKUs can we focus? Can we throw in like a little 20 that can give us, more revenue that we don't need to spend so much money on? So those kind of those kind of analytics, right? Your customer data. What kind of people buys from us? Who buys from us? What are the demographics? Male, female, what age? Gen Zs, millennials, baby boomers, what age buys from us as buys our products? So with that, you're able to, it would help, it would position you as a data analyst, right? And that can even help up to your marketing. How do you now market your products, your advertising? What kind of message do you now pass across? Because the message that you pass to someone that is 40, 50, it's not the same message that you pass to someone that is like 20, 30, because they're different generations. So you have data, as a salesperson, you have data. What are you doing with that data? So your ability to turn that data into information, that's a huge skill. And I'm sure your employer would be very grateful to you if you're able to turn those information into data for them to use to get more revenue. In a sense, that's your question.
Yes, it does.
Hi.
It does. Honestly, my thoughts are around that line anyway. Just because you are in the front line of talking to people about their skills and all that, just like even as you're saying here, I just needed just
You know, I can't hear
just
you
to.
clearly. You're not very audible.
Okay, what about now? Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's better.
I said my thoughts are around that line.
Okay.
Actually, I just needed more insight. I just needed to see if I can get something from you. And what you have mentioned it also makes more sense and it's clear. Because I was also looking towards that line to further, build on my data and also be able to interpret and provide more solutions.
Okay.
Solutions. Okay? So it's fine. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So who had another
Good
question?
evening.
Just
Good
raise your hand
evening.
up so I can know. There are a lot of questions in the chat room. Okay, so who wants to ask the next question? Linda. Okay, I'll come to the chat room. So Linda, ask a question. After Linda, I'll go to the
Okay,
chat room.
good evening, Chidiogo.
Okay.
So my question is for somebody who wants to start up, and let's use an HR officer role for an example, and you have knowledge on everything, every function of an HR, but you don't have an experience on HR, and you want to start up on that field. And when you were doing when you're giving us your teaching, you said something about HR generalists, being an HR generalist at the same time having the skill needed to do that job. So for someone who is a startup, and my question is, how do you go about it? What function? How do you start as a startup who doesn't have experience of an HR job, or you have everything, you know, the knowledge of HR functions, but you don't have experience, and you want to move into an HR field?
Okay, so if I get your question, you just want to go into HR, right? But you know about HR. So how do you know about HR? Have you gone for trainings or done CIPM or something?
I have a BSc in HR, but I don't have experience.
You have BSc HR. Okay, so reach out for it. So there are a lot of HR internship opportunities, right, that are available, that people post on different groups, that I've seen people post on job boards, right? So try and get, so the thing is that most people after school, they just want to go and get that big job first of all. But for most people, it doesn't really play out like that for them. They might have to start small and then build up to bigger jobs. So look out for HR internship opportunities, because that's how you can practice what you studies. You must not have initially I always advise fresh graduates, don't look at the pay. My first job I got, right, the pay was, I think, 45,000. At that time, my transport was 30,000. So I was left with that. I was like, it was leaving me with so much little, right? But what happened was that as I started that job, like a few weeks into it, they came and said, oh, that's not what, that the offer they gave us, that the amount they gave us was not what they were meant to give us, that they're meant to give us something higher. And that's how like the thing doubled. So let's say I'd rejected that job because of the pay that they were offering, and it couldn't, like it could barely cover my transport and my feeding. If I rejected that job because I just wanted something that I could start with and I could start learning, do you understand? If I'd rejected that offer, I would not because it was like a few weeks after they came and changed our offer letter. So if I'd not accepted that job, probably I could have still be searching for jobs months after that period. So look out for internship opportunities. Don't just focus on the pay, right? Just look at getting that experience, because you need to get into the field first. Once you get your first internship, trust me, it'll be very easy, and they're dedicated, and they're learning, and they're really serious. Trust me, it will not be hard for you to get like other jobs, like bigger jobs, and move into HR mainstream. So just look out for whether it's on LinkedIn, on job boards, look out for internship opportunities. You can reach out to companies on your own, like go on LinkedIn, look for HR managers, and then reach out to them on their own that you're open for internships. Start from there, right? If the HR officer role is not coming forth, look for internships. From there, if you are focused, right? Trust me, I believe that in less than 1 year, you would get a proper HR officer role. Because I've seen that play out a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Linda. So in the chat room, right? So Augusta said, can you be my mentor to build my career in customer service representative? Augusta, fine, can reach out to me on LinkedIn. Let's take the discussion further. So Shajak said, hello, Ma. I observed that as a restaurant manager, most of the salary range of employers are within the same range. Please, what professional skills can I acquire to negotiate more? The employers are not ready to pay beyond their budgets. Okay. So I know that I believe that you're in the QSR space, right? So I know in the QSR space, because I've worked in the QSR space, the next level of a restaurant manager is to become an area manager, right? Covering a number of stores. So most times, right, we get to a point in our career, it always gets to a point where we come to a plateau. A plateau means like you stop, like your growth has stopped at that point. Every role has a point where it peaks out, right? So the fact that your role has peaked out doesn't mean that you will not keep on staying there. You aim for the next level role. So how are you? So I'll turn it around to say, how are you now preparing yourself for that next level role that is available for you? Don't just be stuck on, oh, I'm a restaurant manager, I want to end this. No, look for the next level role, because I'm sure that the next level role, the pay is like at least double or whatever the restaurant manager is earning, and the perks are more than it. So at this point, you should start focusing on building your skills for that next level role, not just for you to be able to negotiate more as a restaurant manager. Most roles, they peak. So once your role has peaked, has gotten to that plateau point, there's little or nothing that you can do to get more, if not to move on to the next level. So Shedek, I hope that covers your question. So Larry says, for salespeople, he was just responding to Innocent. The first is communication skills, product knowledge, best customer service. Yeah. Thank you, Larry. Okay, so I'll have space for one more question before I move on. One more question. And if we do not have... Linda, your hand is still up. Hi, Linda. Okay, your hand is down low. Okay. So I have an announcement to make, right? So based on popular demand, I'll be launching the Career Accelerator Bootcamp. So this is like a boot camp for anybody. So if you want to accelerate your career this year, you are still at the beginning part of the year. If you want to, if you want to move ahead of your peers, really, if you want to position yourself right for bigger things in your career, this boot camp is for you. So in this boot camp, I'll be sharing how to attract recruiters and learn high paying jobs. So this one today is like the surface. So if you want more, right, this boot camp is for you. So we'll cover like a wide range of topics, a wide range of skills based on my experience as a recruiter, having interviewed over 1,000 people. So I know what is required for you to get that better high paying job. So I'll be sharing that knowledge in this career accelerator bootcamp. So the investment fee for this goes for 40,000 naira, but for being a part of this webinar, and if you're willing to invest between now and February 5th, you have a 25% off, meaning that your investment fee will be 30,000 naira. Okay. So this offer is available. This boot camp will be starting by 1st of March, right? It will start from the 1st of March. But if you sign up between now and February, okay, let me say February 9th, right? You get follow them. Off. So I'll put this up on my social media platforms, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, WhatsApp. So you can reach out to me if you want to sign up. Yeah. And I would direct you on how to sign up for it. So I believe with what we've learned today, we are more positioned, we are more better off to be able to go into our careers, plan out ourselves for the year. Well, this year is still very early. There are 11 months to go. There are a lot of grounds to cover. You can learn a skill in less than 3 months and then become better and become like a very sought after professional, which is what I want all about. I want us at the end of the year, our bank account is like reading big money, big money, big money, big money, we save the law, we better the law, and then we are more financially empowered. So thank you very much for joining our webinar today. I appreciate you guys for staying till this point. Thank you. Okay, let me try and call. Where's my list? Okay, sorry. Thank you guys for joining to this point. Thank you, Favor. Thank you, Sunday, Augustina, Benjamin, Damlare, Fola, Innocent, Joy, Kabiru. Hey, I'm trying to call everybody's name. Mubarak, Nena, Linda, Shegun, Sukumbo, Rachel, Uche. Thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate. This would not have happened if you guys didn't join. Thank you very much for joining, and see you at the top. I'm always available if you have further questions. I'm always available. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and then you can also join our personal network on WhatsApp. Yeah. So thank you very much. Have a great week ahead. God bless you all. Thank you, everyone.